This is the Empress, card number 3 of the Tarot's major arcana. The mother, the creator, the force of nature that brings life into the world and nurtures it with unconditional love. And this is Mother, from Darren Aronofsky's Mother, a woman who gives everything she has, creates beauty from ashes, and gives everything to everyone, even if they don't deserve it, who enters her home until there is absolutely nothing left of her. The Empress represents fertility, abundance, creation, and the nurturing mother. But she also represents the shadow side of motherhood, depletion, boundaries violated, and the devouring mother who emerges when giving becomes consuming. By the end of this video, you'll understand what the Empress means when she appears in a reading, what she looks like reversed, and why Mother is the most intense, unflinching portrayal of this archetype ever put on film. Subscribe to Occult Cinema and continue this journey with me through all 22 major arcana cards, each revealed through the language of film. Every card is a movie, every movie is a message. Stay watching, because in Occult Cinema, the screen is the sigil. Let's begin. Understanding the Empress card. The Empress is card number 3 in the Tarot's major arcana. After the Fool takes the leap, the Magician learns to manifest, and the High Priestess guards hidden knowledge. The Empress appears to create, to nurture, to bring abundance into the world. In Kabbalistic tradition, the Empress represents Path 14 on the Tree of Life, connecting Chokmah, wisdom, the masculine creative force, to Bina, understanding, the feminine principle of form and structure. This is the path where raw creative energy takes shape, where the seed meets the womb, where potential becomes actual life. The Empress corresponds to the Hebrew letter Daleth, which means door, the doorway through which life enters the world. And she corresponds to the planet Venus, the celestial body of love, beauty, sensuality, and the creative arts. Look at the traditional imagery. The Empress sits on a throne in the middle of a lush forest. She's pregnant, her body full and fertile, ready to bring new life into the world. She wears a crown of 12 stars, representing the 12 signs of the zodiac, the 12 months, the cycles of time and nature. Behind her, a waterfall flows, the symbol of fertility, emotion. This is the water of life. At her feet, a field of wheat grows golden and abundant, the symbol of harvest, nourishment, and the fruits of creation. On her cushion rests the symbol of Venus. In her hand, she holds a scepter, representing her authority over the natural world. The Empress is nature itself. She is the earth. She is the mother who creates, nurtures, feeds, and sustains all life. She is abundance, fertility, growth, and the unconditional love that asks for nothing in return. The Empress's core message is this: create, nurture, give from your abundance. Life is meant to be fertile, beautiful, and overflowing with love. When the Empress appears upright in a reading, she signals a time of fertility, creativity, and abundance. This could be literal pregnancy and motherhood, or it could be creative projects coming to fruition, businesses growing, relationships deepening, prosperity flowing. The Empress says, you are in a creative, fertile period. Nurture what you're building. Give love freely. Abundance is natural. In career readings, the Empress means creative projects flourishing and growth. In love, she means deep, nurturing connection and possibly pregnancy. In finances, she means abundance and prosperity. In spirituality, she means connection to nature and the divine feminine. When the Empress appears reversed, she reveals the shadow side of the mother archetype. The reversed Empress can mean several things. First, creative block or barrenness. The fertility isn't flowing, projects are stalled, growth has stopped, you're feeling depleted rather than abundant. Second, smothering or overprotective mothering. Nurturing that becomes controlling. Love that suffocates. Giving that creates dependence rather than growth. Third, neglect or abandonment. The mother who can't or won't nurture. Emotional unavailability, resources withheld. Fourth, and most importantly, depletion. Giving until there's nothing left. Nurturing everyone else while neglecting yourself. Boundaries violated. The mother consumed by her own giving. The reversed Empress asks, are you giving too much? Are you being consumed? Have you lost yourself in nurturing others? Or conversely, are you withholding nurturing that's needed? And this is exactly what we see in Mother. The film shows us both the upright Empress, the woman who creates and nurtures with unconditional love, and the reversed Empress, the woman depleted, consumed, and ultimately destroyed by her own giving. And then, because the Empress is nature itself, we see the eternal cycle, destruction leading to rebirth, death leading to new life, the mother who can never truly die because nature always returns. Mother as the Empress. The film opens with fire, a house burns, a woman's face charred and dying, and then a man, him, the poet, places a crystal on a pedestal, and the house rebuilds itself. From the ashes, a new woman wakes in bed. This is Mother. Mother is renovating the house. She's bringing it back to life after it burned down. She plasters walls, paints, chooses fabrics, creates beauty in every room. This is the Empress at work, taking raw materials and transforming them into something beautiful, livable, nurturing. The house isn't just a house, it's alive. It has a heart that beats in the basement. It bleeds when it's damaged. It responds to Mother's emotions. The house is Mother's body, her womb, her creation. She's not just renovating a building, she's giving birth to it, nurturing it back to life. Mother lives with him, a poet who's struggling with writer's block. He can't create. He sits at his desk, staring at blank pages, waiting for inspiration that won't come. Mother gives him everything. A beautiful home, peace, quiet, support, love. She asks for nothing in return. She simply nurtures. This is the upright Empress in her purest form. Unconditional giving, creating beauty, nurturing without expectation, making a home a sanctuary, a place of abundance and love. But then the guests arrive, and everything begins to change. The house as a womb. Before we go further, we need to understand what the house represents, because the house isn't just a setting. The house is the central symbol of the Empress card. Mother treats the house like a living being. She touches the walls gently, listens to its sounds, feels its moods. When the house is damaged, she feels physical pain. When she presses her hand against the wall, she can feel it breathing, pulsing, alive. In the basement, there's a furnace with a heart inside it, literally. A beating, organic heart that powers the house. This is the heart of the Empress, the life force that sustains all creation. The house is Mother's womb. Everything that happens in the film happens inside this womb. Guests enter, consume, destroy, and are eventually expelled. Life is created inside it. Death happens inside it. And when it's finally destroyed, it's reborn again. This is the Empress's domain. The womb, the earth, the container in which all life grows, lives, and dies. The house is not separate from Mother. The house is Mother. When it bleeds, she bleeds. When it's violated, she's violated. When it burns, she burns. And Mother is rebuilding it, nurturing it, bringing it back to life after the previous destruction. She's creating a paradise, a garden, an abundant and beautiful space. She's doing what the Empress does, creating life from death, beauty from ashes, and abundance from scarcity. But the Empress's creations are always vulnerable, because what is created can be destroyed. What is given can be taken. What is nurtured can be consumed. Him, the poet. Him is a famous poet, but he hasn't written anything in years. He's blocked, he can't create, and this is eating at him, defining him, making him desperate for inspiration. In Kabbalistic terms, him represents chokmah, the masculine principle of creative force, raw inspiration, the spark. Mother represents bina, the feminine principle of form, structure, the womb that gives shape to the spark. Chokmah needs bina. The spark needs the womb, the poet needs the muse. Him cannot create without Mother's nurturing. He needs her to create the space, the peace, the beauty, the support that allows his creativity to flow. But here's the problem. Him takes Mother's nurturing for granted. He doesn't see it as creation. He doesn't value it the way he values his own poetry. To him, her work is invisible, automatic, expected. She creates the entire world he lives in, and he barely notices. When strangers knock on the door, a man and his wife, fans of Him's work, Him invites them in without asking Mother. He gives them a room, offers them food and drink, welcomes them into the home that Mother has created. This makes Mother uncomfortable. These are strangers. This is her home, it is her, she is her sanctuary, but Him overrides her. He wants the attention, the admiration, and the validation these fans provide. He needs it because he can't create on his own. This is the dynamic that will destroy everything. The Empress gives, the masculine principle takes, and if there are no boundaries, if the giving never stops, if the taking is never satisfied, the Empress will be consumed. The guests, consuming the Empress. The man and woman, let's call them what they are in Aronofsky's allegory, Adam and Eve, don't respect Mother's home. They smoke even though she asks them not to. They go into Him's study and break his most precious possession, a crystal that's his only inspiration. Mother is upset, but Him forgives them immediately. He's more concerned with being a gracious host, with being loved and admired, than with protecting what Mother has created. Then the couple's sons arrive, Cain and Abel. They fight. One kills the other, right there in the house. Blood on the floor. Violence in the sanctuary. The womb violated. More people come for the funeral. They fill the house. They eat mother's food, drink, break things, ignore her when she asks them to be careful. They sit on a sink that isn't properly installed yet, and it breaks, flooding the house. They don't apologize. They don't help clean up. They just keep taking. Mother keeps giving. She cleans up after them. She tries to fix what they break. She asks them politely to respect her home. But no one listens. Him certainly doesn't enforce any boundaries. He's too busy being adored. This is the Empress being consumed. Humanity taking from nature without gratitude, without respect, without thought for the cost. The guests represent all of us. Consuming the Earth's resources, destroying the environment, taking abundance for granted, assuming it will always be there no matter how much we take. Mother is depleting. You can see it in her face, in her exhaustion, in her growing desperation. She's giving everything, and it's not enough. They want more. They always want more. And then finally something changes. Him writes again. Inspired by the chaos, by the attention, by the drama, he creates a new poem. And Mother, exhausted and depleted, discovers she's pregnant. The Empress creates life, even when she's being consumed, even when she's exhausted, even when everything is falling apart, she creates. The baby, creation consumed. Mother's pregnancy is her ultimate creation. This is what the Empress does. She brings new life into the world, and for a brief moment, there's peace. The guests leave. The house is quiet. Mother and him are alone with their coming child. But then, him's new poem is published. And it's a sensation. It's brilliant, everyone says. It's his masterpiece. And suddenly people are coming to the house again. Fans, worshippers, admirers who want to meet the great poet, to touch him, to be near him. Him lets them in. Of course he does. He needs their adoration. He feeds on it. And they keep coming, more and more, until the house is packed with people. Mother goes into labor. In the chaos, surrounded by strangers, she gives birth. And for one beautiful moment, she holds her baby, her creation, the fruit of her body, the ultimate expression of the Empress's power. But him wants to see the baby, and then the people want to see the baby. And him, desperate for their love, wanting to share this moment, wanting to be generous and open and adored, takes the baby from Mother's arms. She begs him not to. She's not ready. The baby needs to stay with her. But him doesn't listen. He takes the baby into the crowd. And the crowd, in their eagerness to see, to touch, to be close to this sacred thing, kills the baby. They pass it around. They're careless. They drop it. And then in the most horrifying moment of the film, they consume it. They eat the baby's flesh. Mother's creation is literally devoured. This is the Empress's nightmare. This is what happens when nurturing has no boundaries, when giving has no limits, when the mother's creations are treated as resources to be consumed rather than sacred lives to be protected. The baby represents everything. It's Jesus in Aronofsky's biblical allegory. It's nature's ultimate gift to humanity. It's the Empress's most precious creation. And humanity consumes it without thought, without gratitude, without understanding what they've destroyed. Destruction, the reversed Empress. Mother snaps. The nurturing mother becomes the devouring mother. The creator becomes the destroyer. The Empress reversed. She tries to kill them all. She tries to burn down the house. If they're going to consume everything, she'll destroy everything. If they won't respect her creation, she'll take it away. The house erupts into chaos. War breaks out. People are killing each other. There's torture, execution, cannibalism. The sanctuary becomes hell. The womb becomes a tomb. The garden becomes a wasteland. This is nature's wrath. This is what happens when the earth is pushed too far, when resources are depleted, when the balance is destroyed. The Empress doesn't just create, the Empress also destroys. Nature gives life, and nature takes it away. Mother is beaten by the crowd. They turn on her, the way humanity turns on the earth when resources run out, when abundance becomes scarcity, when the mother can no longer give. Him finds her. And in the most symbolic moment of the film, he asks her for one more thing. He needs her heart. The crystal, his inspiration, was destroyed. He needs a new one. He needs her to give him everything, even her life, so he can create again. And Mother, even now, even destroyed and dying, gives it to him. She tells him to take it. She gives her consent. Because that's what the Empress does. She gives, even unto death. Him reaches into her chest and pulls out her heart. It crystallizes in his hands. And he places it on the pedestal, just like at the beginning of the film. The house burns. Mother burns. Everything is consumed by fire. The cycle of destruction is complete, but the Empress never truly dies. Rebirth, the eternal cycle. From the ashes, the house rebuilds itself, and a new woman wakes in the bed, a new mother. The cycle begins again. Him remains. The poet always remains. He always needs a muse, a mother, a source of nurturing and inspiration, and the Empress always returns. Because nature always returns. You can burn the forest, but new growth emerges from the ashes. You can deplete the earth, but life finds a way. You can consume the mother, but the mother is reborn. This is the deepest truth of the Empress card. The Empress is not a person. The Empress is a force. She is nature itself, and nature operates in cycles. Creation, destruction, rebirth. Growth, harvest, decay, and new growth. Life, death, and new life. The Empress cannot be destroyed because the Empress is the cycle itself. She is spring and summer and fall and winter. She is birth and death and birth again. She is the eternal return. The film ends where it began. A new mother opens her eyes. She doesn't know what happened to the previous mother. She doesn't know she's part of a cycle that's happened countless times before and will happen countless times again. She only knows that she's here, in this house, with this man, and she's going to create and nurture and give, just like all the mothers before her. This is both beautiful and tragic. Beautiful because life always returns, because creation is eternal, because the mother's love is infinite. Tragic because the cycle of consumption continues, because humanity doesn't learn, because the Empress will be consumed again and again and again. The lesson. So what does the Empress teach us through Mother? First, creation is sacred. Mother's house, her baby, her nurturing, these are not resources to be consumed. They're sacred creations that deserve respect, gratitude, and protection. When the Empress appears in your reading, she's reminding you that what you create matters. Treat your creations, and the creations of others, with reverence. Second, nurturing requires boundaries. Mother had no boundaries. She gave and gave until there was nothing left. The upright Empress gives from abundance, but she knows when to stop. She knows that depleting herself serves no one. When the Empress appears, she asks, "Are you giving from overflow or from depletion? Do you have boundaries?" Third, the mother has a shadow side. The nurturing mother can become the devouring mother. The creator can become the destroyer. Nature gives life and nature takes it away. The Empress reversed isn't just about being consumed. It's also about consuming, smothering, controlling through nurturing. It's about love that suffocates rather than liberates. Fourth, nature will respond to how it's treated. When the earth is respected, it provides abundance. When it's exploited, it responds with destruction. The Empress is not passive, she's not endlessly patient. Push her too far and she will burn everything down and start over. Fifth, the cycle is eternal. Creation, destruction, rebirth. This is nature's way. The Empress doesn't fear death because death is part of the cycle. Every ending is a new beginning. Every destruction contains the seeds of new creation. When the Empress appears upright in your reading, she's telling you, this is a fertile, creative time. Nurture what you're building. Give love freely, but from abundance, not depletion. Create beauty. Connect with nature. Abundance is your natural state. When the Empress appears reversed, she's warning you. You're giving too much and being consumed. Or you're smothering others with your nurturing. Or you're experiencing creative block and depletion. Or you're neglecting what needs nurturing. Check your boundaries. Reconnect with your own needs. Remember that you can't pour from an empty cup. Mother gave everything. She created beauty, nurtured everyone, brought life into the world, and she was consumed for it. But she also returned. Because the Empress always returns. Nature always returns. The mother always returns. The question is, will we learn to respect her? Will we learn to take only what we need? Will we learn to give back as much as we take? Or will we continue to consume until there's nothing left, forcing the cycle of destruction and rebirth to repeat endlessly? The Empress is asking you, what are you creating? What are you nurturing? And are you doing it with boundaries, with balance, with respect for the sacred nature of creation itself? Next week, we're looking at card 4, the Emperor. The father, the authority, the structure that contains and protects what the Empress creates. And we're explaining it using a film about power, control, and what happens when authority becomes tyranny. You'll learn about structure, leadership, protection, and the shadow side of the father archetype. Hit subscribe so you don't miss it. Drop a comment. What's your Empress moment? When have you given too much, or when have you created something sacred? Remember, create abundantly, nurture wisely, and protect your boundaries. I'll see you next week for the Emperor.